The move we're going to learn today is a new finish to a sequence that we've already gotten comfortable with. It's the change grip around the head, but instead of finishing with the fencer's flourish or with the flat behind the back, we are going to finish with what's called an arm roll down, and you'll see why for obvious reasons in just a second. The move looks just like this. There you have it. We go right into a pour. Let me do it for you one more time in slow motion. And then we can finish by going right into that pour. So I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to use my practice bottle here. We should already by now be comfortable with the change grip around the head. Instead of going to the fencer's flourish, we're going to stop right here after the change grip. And we are going to go ahead and set the body of the bottle right here on the top of my shoulder, kind of in the kink of my neck right here. And we're going to go ahead and cap the end of the bottle with our other hand. Make sure that when you're doing this, that the pour spout is, let's see, pointing this way, is pointing up. You'll know if it's pointing down because you're going to start spilling out of here. Which actually brings me to a good point that I should have addressed in the very first lesson. We talked about the tools that you're using, be it an empty bottle from work, or if you can get your hands on a practice Flair bottle, that's excellent. But it is, once you practice with your Flair bottle, it's always a good idea before you actually go into work and try these moves and make sure you're landing them 100% of the time, that you actually do practice them with a real glass bottle after the fact. And then also practice, once you've got the move down, practice it with about a quarter of the bottle full, and then about a half of the bottle, and then 3/4 of the bottle, because the moves are going to be a little different when the bottle's a little heavier. You're going to find out if you're spilling or anything like that, which is what brings me to that point right here. You're going to want to make sure that that pour spout is pointing up, because if it's pointing down, like I said, you're going to be spilling. So we got that out of the way. We're going to go ahead and cap the end of the bottle with our other hand here. You shouldn't be spilling as we go into this move. Your hand may get just the slightest couple drops on it, which is fine, but if you're spilling, you're doing this wrong. So keep practicing on it and make sure we get it right. The next pointer on this is we're going to go ahead and put our arm out, be it out to the side, out in front of you. I like it out to the side because usually if I'm facing my guests, if I'm rolling something towards them, as cool or as fun as that might be, especially when it kind of has a nice look to it from their perspective, but especially as we're starting, we don't want something rolling out of control at them. Could be a hazard. So we're going to start by practicing this out to the side. We put our arm out to the side, pretty much straight out. I know some people that are starting this and have problems with it, they put their arm down at an angle thinking we're going to roll down our arm, and when they do that, it just kind of rolls way too fast out of control. So we have it just almost perfectly out to the side, maybe just barely down just a little bit. That'll help with the roll of it. And then the other pointer is that it's really a step into it. That's how I get the momentum to push it down the arm. It's less of a roll down as much as it is just kind of a nice gentle walk down, if you will. So we're here, and I notice I lift my foot up off the ground and lean forward and step into it, and then I follow it with my other hand to make sure that this end is capped right here. So we really let that roll down the hand. And then the finish. The finish is, if I do it in fast motion, the finish is going to look like that. Really the important tip that I have for this is as we're rolling down, we're going to let a little bit of momentum go. It shouldn't be out of control, but it gets a little bit of momentum. When it hits the back of your wrist, this part right here, your wrist bone almost, you really just want to kind of pop your hand up, and you can keep your other hand capping the end of it. Will help kind of keep it in control. We're going to pop it up just a little bit and then grab it right around the neck, just barely around the shoulders like so. So it's a roll down and do a grab like that. And then you also notice that it just kind of feels natural to grab it as it rolls off, and you catch it with that hand to bring it around right into a pour. So that is the change grip around the head with the arm roll down. We're going to do one more time with a live bottle. That's about, half full by now. We're going to bring it around the head, roll down, go right into a pour. There it is. Good luck. Practice, practice.